Do you like having cupcakes but don't always want to bake a whole batch of 12 cupcakes? If so, then this is a rescue recipe for you. This is a perfect, no fail recipe for making delicious vanilla cupcakes, which are really moist and tasty. And I will also show you a recipe for making frosting, which makes only four. Now, this is very suitable for students, bachelors, and anyone who want to make a small batch of cupcake. And these are all the ingredients laid out here on small pots. First thing first, in a small bowl, I'm going to take my butter. Make sure your butter is at room temperature and unsalted. To that, I'm adding a little bit of oil. Now I'm gonna whisk these two ingredients together. You can always go for an electric mixer, but this is a small batch, so I didn't bother. After mixing these two ingredients, it's time to add in sweetener, for which I'm using some white granulated sugar. Sugar goes in, and using the whisk, I'm incorporating it. Sugar won't completely dissolve, but that's absolutely fine. Now it's time to add egg white from one large egg, and you need to make sure your egg is at room temperature. 2 tablespoons of milk and 1 teaspoon of good quality vanilla extract. Now these are all our wet ingredients, so you want to make sure that your batter is smooth. And after whisking and making a smooth batter, just set it aside. And now I'm moving on for my dry ingredients. I'm putting half a teaspoon of baking powder into my all-purpose plain flour and just a pinch of salt. Don't go any more than a pinch of salt because it's a small batch of cupcakes. Give it a quick mix, and just to let you know, all the ingredients are sieved. Now I'm adding it to my wet, and using a spatula, I'm just mixing everything in. And these are all the ingredients for my vanilla cupcakes that's in the bowl. Just make sure you scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl so that everything is well incorporated. And my moist vanilla cupcake batter is all done. I'm going to set it aside, and I'm just going to move all the things that I have used for my ingredients. Okay, now I'm going to take out my baking tray, but I don't have anything smaller than that. So lining them with some cupcake liners, and I know that I'll get four cupcakes, so I'm just gonna put four liners. Now it's time to pour the batter in, and for that I always like to use an ice cream scoop because that makes everything less messy. Taking one whole scoop of batter, and you want to make sure your batter doesn't go any more than 2/3. I have already preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and the tray is going in to bake for 20 to 25 minutes. From the look, it seems like my cupcakes are nicely done and there is no dome on the top, which is absolutely perfect for making cupcakes. But I still like to do a toothpick taste, and everything is perfect. Let them cool in the pan for 5 minutes, and after that transfer them into a cooling rack where they can cool down completely while you are making your frosting. For the frosting, again, I'm going to do a very small batch, just enough to frost 4 cupcakes. Starting with my unsalted butter, which is already at room temperature, and that's crucial. First, I like to whisk it a little bit, but I like to use my hand whisk for this. For any amount of frosting, I find it easier. Next, it's time to add some powdered sugar to it. But before I start my electric whisk, what I like to do is give it a mix with a spatula or a spoon so that when I start my whisk, it doesn't just go everywhere. Okay, now it's time to beat it. In the beginning, it will be really crumbly, but they will all come together nicely very soon. Once it reaches a consistency like this, it's time to add the rest of the ingredients, which is double cream and good quality vanilla extract. Because this is a vanilla cupcake with vanilla frosting, just make sure your vanilla is a quality one for better taste. This is the frosting, and it's enough for frosting 4 cupcakes. First, I like to take the center out, and then I put a little bit of jam in the middle. I like my vanilla cupcakes this way, but this is completely optional. I'm using a star nozzle today, a big one, for frosting my cupcakes. So all the frosting is in a piping bag, and it should be good enough for frosting 4 cupcakes. You always want to make sure that you take the air out from your frosting bag. That way you can get smooth frosting. And it's done. You can sprinkle it with your favorite sprinkles, and a moist, tasty vanilla cupcake with vanilla frosting is all done. Thank you everyone for watching my video. If you need a printable version for this recipe, please check my website bublisworldcuisine.com. And if you make this and find it useful, please share your thoughts with me. I would love to read your comments. Take care everyone, and bye for now.